Welcome back to the channel of truth, trust, and transparency, where nothing is gatekept like the buyer's agents try to do on YouTube. Look, that's not what we're about. I'm here to tell you everything you need to know, and I don't need to sign you on as a $25,000, $30,000 client buyer's agent. Yeah, he's got a property course. He's a hypocrite. No. I think investing in property and learning how to purchase and scale a portfolio is a acquirable skill, a skill that can be taught rather than charging people exorbitant amounts of money to pull the wool over their eyes and try to convince them otherwise. Now, if you saw the title of today's episode and you were quite intrigued, then perfect and welcome. It's a channel. My channel is one that does not have ads because we all know the type of people that buy ads on YouTube. Churn and burn buyers agencies and property spruikers. So today I'm going to talk you through the type of people that I think you should avoid and why you should avoid them, because there's conflicts of interest, there's money exchanging hands that you don't know about. And to be honest, they're flogging shit stock. And if you can avoid this, or you can send this video to someone who can avoid it, then we've both won at the end of the day, because you've watched this video, I've got your view, and you've also helped either yourself or someone that you know save plenty of money. So first and foremost, my top red flag. So, these type of people, they come in many shapes and sizes, and they brand themselves with plenty of different labels. They could be buyers agents, property advisors, wealth creation experts, financial advisors, all that kind of bullshit. Don't worry about the label. Worry about what they're trying to sell you. And if it's any of these things, turn away as quickly as possible and get these people out of your life. The first and foremost, and I can't believe how many people are falling for this. Any of those people that I've named, or whatever they brand themselves as, even mortgage brokers I've seen are doing it now these days. Anyone trying to convince you to buy a house and land package is danger. Why? Essentially how it works, a developer will have some sort of estate, or will have a bunch of properties that are coming to market that they can't sell, or that the real estate agents, the local real estate agents can't sell. They'll get what's called a channel agents. They'll pay them 5 to 6%, or anyone for that matter, for whoever can flog off these bits of stock. There is a good chance that these people will also come to you and present it as a golden investment opportunity. It's brand new, blah, 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 house and land package. The fact of the matter is they're getting paid by that builder or developer to sell that stock. It could be 2, 3, 4, 5%. It could end up being 40, 50. I've seen cases, and I've got emails from people that want to pay me $70,000 to be able to offload this stock. Now, I can see why those groups do it, because it's really good money for them, but it's not good money for you as the property investors. So if anyone's trying to flog you a house and land package, and they're positioned as a buyer's agent or a wealth creation expert or anything like that, avoid them like the plague. It is all bullshit. That also leads into these type of people that are also trying to flog you off the plan. Off the plan is great for developers, investors. And look, I've worked in development for 10 years, so I know how it works. These people come in again as channel agents, and for 5% or anything like that, they are paid by the developer or the builder to sell these apartments to whoever's dumb enough to believe them that this is a great investment opportunity. You should put your money in here, depreciation benefits, la, 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 la. At the end of the day, if it's an off-the-plan apartment or a house and land package, you should avoid it like the plague. House and land package, first and foremost, it's likely going to be in a brand new estate. The data's not going to be there. The population's not going to be there. The infrastructure, the schools, everything like that isn't going to be there first. And if it is, it's going to take 5, 10 years for that particular precinct to build out. And by the time that happens, we could have got into an established estate, and you could have missed out on those 5 to 10 year growths. Don't get me wrong. There are instances where people have done well, but the more likelihood is that it's going to take a very long time for you to be able to see any sort of growth in that. And you're better off in other suburbs where we can look at the data, we can establish the trends and what way they're moving, and be able to buy into those suburbs. Off the plan apartments, often the same. They have a very, very low land component. You know, you're stuck with things like strata rates. By the time you do the calculations, and that bit of land that you are holding on to, the portion of land that you own in conjunction to how much you've paid for the apartment, you are better off moving yourself to a suburb that may be within close proximity, but buying a house. The next thing I want you to look out for, and the reason why I have ads turned off on YouTube, is because there's always people that are selling depreciation benefits. It's all the same companies. They're selling depreciation benefits. They're selling secret tax hacks that ATO doesn't want you to know about. Listen to that for a second. Do you think that ATO is dumb enough to not know about every single potential loophole under the sun? That they're not paying teams and teams of people to be able to close these loopholes up, to be able to find where people are trying to save or trying to get money away from the ATO. The ATO is going to be smarter than you and I. There's no such thing as tax loopholes, and the depreciation benefits that they're trying to sell you on are all bullshit. What ends up happening, you know, they capture your information. They don't leave you alone on mobile. Maybe they invite you to a free webinar where there's some deal to close, or sign up for their membership or their yearly membership or any of that bullshit. Just please avoid people that are giving you those sorts of opportunities and using these shit marketing and high pressure sales close methods. They're selling. It's probably because they're selling house and land package or off the plan apartments. It's as simple as that. Another type of person or advisor, or any of the following that I've named in this video to avoid, is the people that say you don't need to pay us, or we work with builders. When they say that, it means they get paid by the builders. Now, whoever is paying them is who they are typically working for. Think about it this way. I pay a real estate agent 2% to sell my house. The real estate agent works for me, and he's trying to get the highest price out of the sellers. Now, many people will say when they're looking to buy a house, oh, look, you know, I'm friends with the real estate. He's really trying to help me out. I get it, and he might send you the off-market offers, and he might send you properties and might be able to help you in that way. But the real estate agent isn't going to try to help you buy a property at the lowest amount. Why? Because I pay him as the owner. Same as the builders and the developers. And I'm a developer by trade, so I know how it works. They'll pay those people, those marketing agencies, wealth advisor, creation, strategy, whatever they want to put on it. They will pay them good money to sell that stock. There's nothing illegal with that practice there, but I think, and I have an issue with, these type of people turning around and then trying to flog that shitty stock off to innocent mums and dads and investors that probably don't know any better. They get sucked in by the glossy brochures. They get sucked in by, you know, depreciation benefits, cash flow, blah, 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 this and that. Just please do me a favor, avoid them like the plague, and look for the established housing. The next people I want you to avoid like the plague is the jack of all trades. They think they can do absolutely everything under one roof. Now, that's great for their business model because they can clip their ticket 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. But it's kind of that jack of all trade things rather than a master of none. Ideally for me, if I'm not going out there and doing it myself, I want to pay for someone. Focus and main job is getting out there and finding me the property, and that is it. Just be really careful. There are some okay operators that have everything under one thing, but more often than not, that's not to help you as the client. That's to help them in terms of overheads. If they can sort of get in there and help you out on a few different things, it's just bringing up the cost per client and acquisition of client that they have in terms of you. You know, they can get you on conveyancing, they can get you on mortgage broking, they can probably get you on find your property, they can probably sell a couple of other things to you. To just know that that's not there to probably help you, that's for their bottom margin and for them to be able to get more money from you. It's just something worth noting. Now, another thing as well, and trust me guys, I've done 30 million plus of NDIS and SDA deals in terms of development. I know how that game works too. And if you are a mum and dad investor watching this video and you're thinking, look, they're promising 14%, 17% returns, 20% returns, or anything like that. I hate to break it to you, but here's what typically happens. Those companies that are advertising that are partnering with builders. They will find you essentially a house and land package, but instead of a house and land package, it's going to be a specialist disability accommodation SDA home. The issue that you're going to have with this is where it's built, it's not just like a normal real estate game where you build these SDA or these NDIS group homes anywhere and the participants flock in. The supply and demand is extremely complicated. So you have these people that will do it in a house and land package in the middle of whoop nowhere. However, the demand isn't out there. So what you'll find is they'll get paid from the builder 50, 60 grand and go, oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, rental guarantee, blah, 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 blah. That will probably be when it's fully leased. And your issue is that might take 6, 8, 9. I've had people approach us before when I worked in that space begging us for their help because they've had this specialist disability built accommodation and said, look, we can't find any tenants. We need your help. We've had it empty for 9 months. You're bleeding costs of maybe you've got $2 million in loans once you factor in the build and the land. They're bleeding money, and the worst case is it's specially built for people with a disability. So it's not as if you can just chuck it on the rental market because then the yield is going to drop out of its ass. So in terms of the NDIS, that SDA space, I would typically avoid it if you're a mum and dad investor who's just new to the game or looking to buy an investment property. There's a good chance that it is extremely complicated and complex venture. The main people that I saw doing this had, millions of dollars in cash. They're builders. They're very specialist in that sort of space, and they understand the game. If you're new to this and you're watching YouTube videos like this on it, I would advise that that's not a particular game that you should be playing in. Last but not least, the people that you want to avoid is anyone that is coming to you with a boxed up product and trying to sell it to you and convince you that you need this rather than opening these and listening to what it is you need, what it is, where you're at with your journey, what you're earning, where you want to get to. People that don't understand or listen to a brief and present to you a product, the reason that they're taking that off the shelf and presenting that to you is because they get paid to sell you that product. Simple as that. Good chance as well it links back to off the plan apartments and it links back to house and land packages. Guys, do me a favor. If you can avoid everyone that I've mentioned today or those type of operators, you're going to get one step closer to not making a failed investment and hopefully being able to build that asset base without being suckered in and paying for someone else's retirement to the tune of 50 or 60 grand. Now, if you need help and you want to vet any deals or any companies, I've been in property for about 10 years, so I know the main players. I know this space. Feel free to send me a message. I've got my links as well on this profile to help you out and tell you where you can contact me, how you can contact me. Please do so, but I'll always try to show up for you guys. I'm going to try to do a YouTube video a day. I don't know how successful that will be, but I'm here on day 2, and if you could appreciate it, if you like this video, if you could subscribe or send it to anyone you think it would help, I really appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one.